Are we doing a theme song this time?
Here, I'll play guitar. You can sing.
Oh, you're gonna play the song?
I don't even know how to play guitar.
Sumo is so bad.
Am I playing this?
No. You're actually playing like Eddie Van Halen right there. That's fantastic.
No. I was doing a little.
I'm sure everyone agrees that
this is Santana. Sumo.
We should learn how to. So what do we just got with life hacks?
Yes.
Oh wait, I know the best one ever. If you want to speak Spanish, just spell socks. S-O-C-K-S. Done. This just turned
on. Is this thing on? Yeah, that was good.
That was good. I just kind of top of my head. Actually, that was from an old Hooked on Phonics ad that I saw. They stole that off.
That's a dude.
S-O-C-K-S. There we go. So we were talking about hacking your way to success. That's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, it's just hacks. It's just like little tricks and things that we've cheated that are legal cheats to get ahead. That sounds
legal.
Shady.
Oh wait.
Yeah, they're legal.
Mine are quasi-legal.
Oh god.
Well, like what's it? So what we're basically talking about stuff that's worked for us that we've kind of like by hack. I mean, most people wouldn't do this. This is kind of stuff that like special people would do, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
Wear these glasses that are
like the reason they're hacks and they're cool is because like we're going like everyone goes one way and we're going kind of the other to accomplish the same goal or better. Right?
Exactly.
So you want to go first on something cool you've done?
Yeah, so I'll share one of them. I don't have as many as Neville does. Well, I couldn't think of as many. But one of them was, there's a guy named Dharmesh from ArnStartups.com, and he's really friendly, genius, amazingly nice. He started a company called HubSpot with a few people that's doing really well. And I didn't really know Dharmesh that well, but he posted a thing on his Facebook page that said, hey, I have a free ticket to this 37 Signals Masterclass. It's a $1,000 ticket. I paid for it, and I'm going to give it away to one person. And to win, leave a comment on my Facebook page about what 37 Signals has done to help your business or your life. And so whether you like them or not, like, I think 37 Signals has definitely educated people, blah, blah, blah. Let's get past that. Let's go to the good stuff. Yeah. So what does Dharmesh really want, though? That was my question. Dharmesh doesn't want people to talk about 37 Signals. You know what he wants? More people to like his fan page and to grow his fan page. So what I did was, instead of just writing a whole thing about why 37 Signals should win, I was like, how can I cheat this and make sure I win? And so if Dharmesh's real intention is to get more fans, I basically said, all right, let me put my comment, whatever, and then I sent it out to about 12 of my friends, and I said, all I need you to do is like this fan page and go like my comment. Everybody else just left a comment. But I was like, all right, well, let me work backwards to get more fans and get my comment to be different than everyone else's. So I think mine was the only one with like 10 likes. Everyone else had 0. And so I was like, oh, I pretty much won. And so when he emailed me, he was like, yeah, you're the winner. I was like, I know. Right, and so I think, what's that?
No, that's actually really good.
Yeah, so I think the thing to take away for you as you're watching this is like, if you're doing contests, or what is the person's real intention and how can you stand out in a unique way? And I knew if I was the only one with like 10 comments, everybody else didn't have any.
Ooh, can I add something?
Dude,
I've done this with johnchow.com, who's some big like affiliate marketer or something like that, and then Andrew Warner of Mixergy. And so both of them I did kind of like guest post interviews on. And what I did, instead of like just like making a good thing, I of course did that. But what I did afterwards was I responded to every comment. So most of the things on there get like, 13, maybe 30 comments. Well, I responded to every single one and even added some more of my own, like if I needed to. And immediately I had like 60 comments, okay? So already I'm like the highest on the page. And then people would respond to those and I would respond to those. So whenever you're looking at, Andrew Warner's page, it's like 6 comments, 0 comments, 13, 184. What the fuck is this? And so you immediately look at that and that gets him more traffic. That makes his blog look more credible. And it was serving him more than me.
Perfect.
Plus I was answering all the questions so people were getting more out of it, right? Same thing, yeah.
That's a great one. I mean, something you can also do when you're doing interviews or while you're working with people. Like, let me give you one for hitting on women that I actually kind of dig.
This is good.
Should we not share it?
Let's not tell all the other people. No, they're all fat sumos. Who cares?
I'll tell you anyway. So, like, what you're trying to do either in sales. This has worked really well for me. Either with women or when you're doing sales, have an incentive to follow up. Because when I go to Neville and I said, "Oh, what's up, girl? Can I get your number?" What are you gonna say? Yes. No, you say no. You say no. But what you do is you actually want to. So a girl yesterday. I don't know why. When I hit on girls, I start talking about AppSumo. I did. And she wanted to start her own business, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I send you? Because she wanted to get an MBA to start her own businesses, and I was like, obviously you haven't watched like the Sumo Business Blueprint or any of the stuff we put out there. Why don't you let me send you a course? What's your email address? Right. So instead of saying give me your email address so we can date or I can follow up with you or be creepy, I said, let me send you something that you may want, and that's a great way to like get the communication started. And so with sales in your own business, when you're meeting someone at an event, when you're working on something, don't just say, hey, give me your email or phone number, or give me your business card. Have an incentive for them to want to hear back from you.
And an easy way for them to do it.
Yeah, I mean, even easier, you can ask their Facebook name, that's the easiest one, but like, send them something that they want. Like, oh, cool, I want to hear from this guy.
I'm going to step this up a notch. I'm going to talk about some quasi-legal stuff. I'm sorry. Maybe it's the glasses.
It's the good little Christian
We just ate lunch. I'm really full. Maybe I'm just tired. I need to get some more stimulations. Here's something really interesting that people have found
these are good.
curious about me.
Let's just pause. These are going to be real. I know some of these. These are really good. So just turn up the volume and pay attention.
Okay, so one of the interesting things, I had a friend back in the day who got me into crashing parties. And a lot of people know me for this. And I've met a lot of people this way. And when I was kind of like a lowly college student that was starting on my own stupid little businesses, like I didn't know a lot of really high up people. Like I read about them and stuff, but I was like, I gotta start meeting some of these fuckers. So I met one of my mentors at the time who knew about all these cool fucking parties. And he would go, and this was in Austin. Like, how many cool parties like this do you know about in Austin? None. But he knew about all of them. He's like, dude, there's this fashion show on a military base. There's going to be models there. It's going to be free booze, sponsored by Grey Goose. Paul Mitchell's going to be there. Michael Dell's going to be there. I'm like, dude, I got to get in on this. So the very first one I crashed was a private performance for 200 people at the Hilton or something like the Four Seasons with Elton John playing. Okay? So big fucking superstar, 200 people. I swear to God, it's me, like a short kind of brown dude with no good clothes, in a room full of tall white dudes with tuxedos and like hot women on their side. And I totally look like the Help or something like that. And so I get in, there's like hardcore security, and I have to just kind of like sneak my way in. And I was so fucking nervous, but the way I would do it is I would get my phone out. It was like a flip phone at the time. And I'd walk in like this, kind of like, dude, and they'd be like, sir, you don't have a badge on. I'd be like, just like walk in. You just gotta like pretend you own this fucking place. Like you really do. And like your heart's pounding, but you just gotta do it. And like realize the worst thing they could do is, well, possibly arrest you. But most likely just say no.
Did you ever try that one and it didn't work?
Never. It's worked where like right in the beginning the security's tight and everything like that. But if you show up really late, usually security's lax or eating dinner or something like that. But let's step that up. So I got to meet Elton John. I got to go in his limo, all sorts of like stuff like that.
What?
Because I met the limo driver that was driving him.
Step back. How did you meet the limo driver? How did you find out he was Elton John's limo driver?
Because I was out in the lobby at one time, and every single space was taken because it was 200 people. It was to the T. There was no extra space. It's the only time this ever happened. So I kind of hung outside pretending I was on the phone. I was just like talking to myself, talking about business stuff, like, yes, Johnson. Like I was really saying like stupid shit like that. And I sat down next to a guy on the couch, and I just sat down and was like, oh, you're not inside enjoying? And he was like, oh, I've got to drive Elton John's limo. I was like, oh, that's a sweet gig. How many other famous people? He's like, no, I actually own the company. He was like, I own the company. I was like, is it like a one-person limo company? He's like, no, I own Carry Limousines. But I started off as a limo driver, and I wanted to start this. I wanted to drive Elton John. So from that, he was like, here's Elton John, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you some cooler stuff. That's the stories. One of the interesting things I did was I developed this little formula to get inside any party. So
you want to share this?
Yeah, I'll tell. Because here's the thing: I don't think 95% of the people will have the balls or the opportunity to try this. So I don't really care sharing this. Here's what I would do: I bought a tuxedo from like K&G's Men's Warehouse for like $180. Okay, it's not expensive stuff. I have a tuxedo. Now imagine someone is trying to go into a party, has a tuxedo on, okay, but they don't have the proper identification, like a badge or a ticket or whatever. Here's what I would do. I would bring a wine glass, and you can buy it from Walmart, $1 a piece, and a flask of wine. And I would pour a little bit of wine and bring a cocktail napkin too. So when I show up at the party, I have a cocktail napkin wrapped around the wine glass with like wine swirling around in it, dressed in a fucking tuxedo. Who in their right mind would be like, isn't that good? Like, who in their right mind would be like, that guy just randomly showed up with a wine glass? No, they're going to presume you'd been inside and that you went out. And so what I would do is I would walk in on my phone and just like kind of like waltz in. Don't even make fucking eye contact. If they're going to call you out, make them feel uncomfortable about it. You walk through, and if someone's like, sir, you don't have it, and you're just like, shh, you just keep walking. It works every single time. The people at the front are usually making $8 an hour. They usually don't have the balls to sell like someone who so obviously belongs inside. No. That's how I get it.
That's a good one, dude.
You go another one, I'll tell you another cool story about that. Although it's kind of illegal, so I don't know if I...
Did you get any of the name badge on them? I thought that was really smart.
Which one?
Name badges. Remember you used to do those?
Name badges? I always wore name badges.
No, but I thought you used to bring your own, and that's how you get in as well.
Oh yeah. I'd always save like name tags from conferences and stuff like that, and just print out one that says like Neville Medora, and it would just kind of like hang under my coat jacket, so like they could tell I had a conference badge on, but they couldn't really see it, so they just presume that you're there. It's an illusion. It makes you look like you're there, so they won't say anything to you.
Yeah. I mean, most of those people, I think you've hit up a good point. A lot of them are getting paid $8 or $10. They really don't give a shit. And it's not, I think one thing is we're not necessarily encouraging you to go cheat and not pay for things. This is just stuff that you've done in the past that maybe you guys want to do or not.
Well, like a lot of people, so I posted some of this stuff on my blog, and a lot of people, like I crashed a couple of the Andy Roddick, the tennis player, and Elton John fundraisers. I crashed 3 of them. And at the time, like I couldn't afford to go. It was like $1,000 or $3,000 a fucking plate. Like I just couldn't afford to go. Now I can, but it's expensive as shit, right? And so I was just like, but I want to meet these people that will help me. And like in the future, I can give whatever I want. But right now, to get there, I kind of need to like scrap my way up that belt. And that was the fastest way to do it. Here's another hack. If you want to meet people that are kind of like, in that circle, but you don't know how to approach them or whatever, here's what I would do. I was too shy to like go up to people at the time. Yeah. So there's always an open bar at these events, or at least a bar. So you go to the bar line and like stand behind like someone you kind of want to talk to, and you're just like, man, I'd love a drink right now. You just say something, and they're kind of like already in a conversation with you because they're standing next to you. It's just an easy way to start up a conversation if you're too scared.
Yeah.
It's very low risk.
That's a good one. I was thinking earlier, one of the hacks that I did is I spent 2 years trying to get Guy Kawasaki to speak at a conference that I was putting on. And so what most people do with conferences or when they're trying to get people to do something, what do? I send an email, hey, I just want something, give me. And so I spent 2 years like,
dear Guy Kawasaki, can you help me gain my credibility and you fly out here and give me all this free stuff and I'm not giving you anything in return? Fuck you.
Exactly, and you get that shit all the time. So what I ended up doing is you start putting research in. I'm trying to think of the things I gave him and sent him, but I eventually helped him on his startup for free, no cost. I even sent him a custom hockey jersey with his name on it. Right? Because you start doing things that like those people actually, he loves hockey, if you ever look up anything about Guy Kawasaki. And so try to go and just create so much value or try to hook these people up with things. Everyone asks for things. Send them like a $20 cookie thing. Go up online, see what things are really fascinated with. Send them that.
Hey, that's what Esprit is doing to us.
She is, dude.
Esprit?
Yeah, man. Dude, I love this.
Send like the nerds and all that kind of stuff.
I wish I was wearing the shirt, actually.
She's hooked me up with several people that I've talked to, all sorts of stuff. It's cool.
Plus she flatters you. It's so easy. It's like
and she hasn't asked for anything either.
Not yet. What do you want, Esprit?
Yeah, I know. We know you're up to something.
We really don't have any. All right. Well, I don't really have too many other good hacks. There's the Ford. I got a Ford Fiesta for 6 months with gas and everything.
I'm trying to debate if I should actually even tell this story. I guess like what's the worst that can happen?
Is it illegal?
What we did was kind of illegal. I'll keep names quiet. Okay. But I crashed a World Technology Information Congress, something like that. That's what it was called. It's a huge deal, and it was in Austin one year. I think 2008, something like that. And you have to have like an FBI background check just to go in it. It takes like a week, and you have to be like invited and all that kind of stuff. And so this was like kind of like down the street from where I lived. So I was like, dude, we got to go to this. So we found name badges. We hung around the Four Seasons in the Hilton to try to find name badges that people left behind when they got sloppy drunk. And we would just kind of like take them. And like that on its own, I guess is kind of dishonest. But like,
no, that is dishonest.
That is dishonest. Yeah, I feel that. That's something like this is quasi.
Do you want to just move on?
I don't know. I guess we should.
How about you went to the event? Did you meet anybody famous? Or?
I got to chat with Michael Dell for 30 minutes. I met Steve Ballmer. I met the Prime Minister of Malaysia and have pictures. Actually, if you go to Google, I think this still might be true, and type in the Prime Minister of Malaysia, I think you might see a picture of me. I swear to God. Like for like years, this is true. Maybe I shouldn't go into this.
I think that's good enough.
But the point of this is that creating the illusion can get you into places.
I think it's a good thing. I think you're looking for. I mean, some of these obviously are a little more shady, but you're looking for ways. Like another hack I was going to show is like this Ford Fiesta. Ford was having a competition where it's like they're going to choose 30 people or 50 people to win cars, 6 months gas, everything paid, brand new 2012 Fiesta, or maybe 2011. And so what happens though is you have to keep working. I guess it's just the same part. Just keep working backwards because when they came and met with me, most people say the same thing like, "Oh, I'd love to have a Ford. Give me a Ford." All this shit. I was like, "Hey, do you have a technology nerd guy that's part of your competition?" Right, that's part of that. And so I played off that angle really, really well. And then I was like sending him like business stuff I was doing and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I can tell you.
Halbert. The Halbert, the speaking at conferences thing, I can tell you, this is awesome. The Halbert thing I just told you. So we have a friend, David Gonzalez, who runs an internet marketing party here. And I was telling him what Gary Halbert, the famous copywriter, used to say for speaking at a thing. So if someone asked me, hey, Halbert, will you speak at my conference? Of course, right away, I'm just like, fuck you. I'm going to give away all my secrets for you, like, and you only pay me a few $1,000s. Who gives a shit, right? So what he would say is this. Someone will call and say, hey, Halbert, I want you to speak at my conference. You go, sure, I'll do it. Here's my list of criteria. First, you need to write out a small check to your local children's hospital, no matter how big, how small. Okay? So this is kind of like making it seem like altruistic. He's like, then you have to fly me in and make sure I stay in a nice hotel and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's just a few $1,000s in expenses. No big deal. He said, then, and here's the kicker. He said, you have to professionally record my speech and package it up for me and edit it and everything like that. And I have full rights to that speech. I can do whatever I want with it. So now what he does is he goes around and he gives the best information at that speech, right? Because he has an incentive, because it's going to be something he sells to his audience. And then he can say, hey guys, I gave the best fucking speech of my life. People were paying $5,000 to come to this marketing conference. I'm going to sell this to you for $200, which is a good value because they're getting good information. And he can sell it to his whole list and make hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars rather than like a $10,000 speaking fee or something stupid like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great way to get people to come. Because otherwise, what exactly is that person getting out of it? Yeah, like people ask you to speak all the time. You're a busy dude. You just don't have fucking time. You got to write a speech and like you're on the spot. Everyone just looks at you like, who's this fucker? But if you had some sort of incentive, you make it so much better.
That's actually what we're going to be doing for this next thing I'm speaking at. I was like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and that was directly from like Gary Held. It was brilliant. That's a really cool hack.
Dude, these are good hacks.
You got any more?
You guys have any hacks you want to share with us? Leave it in the comments.
Oh, yeah. Illegal ones, too.
Boom.